Guys, welcome to At Home Fitness with Coach A. I am Coach A, and this is the YouTube channel that aims to bring you guys at home in-gym quality coaching and workouts for your at-home or garage gym needs. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all those cool things we want to do to interact. Since we really don't have much interaction going on with anybody else these days, it's nice to find ways to be able to do that, especially if we're talking about hitting our workouts on day number 270. Now, let's get to what we have today. We have our second testing piece for the week. We went through those goblet squats earlier in the week. Normally we would be doing this stuff for the day in between, but probably a little sore from those goblet squats. So I put in an extra day there to give you guys an extra little bit of rest for the legs, the hips, so we can go at this a little bit harder today. Here's what we're looking at. All right, our test piece is going to be set up pretty much the same way as you guys did for those goblet squats. We're looking at every 2 minutes for 5 rounds, max effort, unbroken, Russian kettlebell swings. Russian meaning we are only putting those arms out to extension, parallel to the floor. I'm looking for eye, chin, chest level, however you guys want to look at that. It's probably honestly a little bit more shoulder collarbone level, but you'll be able to see that in the demonstrations today. Now, the other piece here, unbroken, means we're not stopping. This is a little easier to figure out than the goblet squats because you are in a movement that is on an arc that keeps energy flowing. Whenever we deviate from that arc, whenever we break that energy sort of as a pendulum back and forth, that is broken. Now, the last little piece here I want you guys to notice is your weight. 5335 refers to a very doable weight for kettlebell swings, especially Russian kettlebell swings. This is not me giving you guys a heavy weight so that it lowers the reps in the sets. This is doing a very doable weight so that your stamina comes into play, that muscular endurance comes into play. We're not just talking about something that's heavy that I run out of strength for, all right? Second little piece down here at the bottom, the workout. Don't underestimate it, one, because of the fatigue that's gonna come from those kettlebell swings, and two, because I want you guys to be able to work pretty hard within the context of what we have here. So we're looking at 5 3-minute AMRAPs. Each AMRAP is only gonna be 2 different movements, and you're only gonna do each movement, so to speak, one time. There's gonna be a 1.5 minute rest in between all of those. So half the rest of the work. We're gonna start each 3-minute piece with a 200-meter run. That is something you guys should be able to get done in about a minute or so. Maybe as we go through a little bit further, it takes a little bit longer, but this isn't something that's gonna be taking us a lot of time, so if we need to scale that back, feel free. And then we're gonna finish out those next 2 minutes, guys, with box step-ups. I don't want this weighted. I want this to be more of a conditioning piece. I also want this to be at a lower box, so to speak, 2016. That's, if you guys have done Chad with us, that's the same height we use on Chad. It is not necessarily if I step on the box, my knee is above my hips. It's my knee is in line with my hips or below my hip crease type of height. Stick around if you guys want to see those demos and modifications. All right, second testing for our most recent cycle. We're going with the Russian kettlebell test, guys. It's going to be the same thing we worked on earlier this week. Every 2 minutes, we start an unbroken max effort set. We're going to do that 5 times. So when you put that weight down, your rest is whatever time is left in the 2 minutes. I want you guys starting at the 2 minutes no matter what. Even if you work for 1:50 somehow, pick it back up at 2. Strategize this however you want. Main mechanical piece I want you guys to focus on here is that you're not rushing through the swings. You're receiving the weight in the hips and you're sending it back out and through, trying to utilize as much of the energy as you're building from the catch as possible. We talked about all the parameters we're looking for here. This should be a doable weight you guys can collect a lot of reps with. All right, guys, let's go through the workout here. We're going to start it, as I said, with a 200-meter run. Again, we're looking for about a minute on our completion here, if not less, honestly. I want you guys to run hard, meaning I want you to try and get through it, controlling your breathing, keeping your feet moving as fast as possible, trying to buy yourself basically as much time for the step-ups as you can. Now, this is not a box. but it is 20 inches. Actually, I think it's about 19 inches. But you guys get the idea. See how the knee is sort of in line with the hip crease there? It's not above it. It might be a little bit below it, but that's kind of the side we're trying to err on here. Now, when it comes to the step up itself, I want you guys pushing down through your foot, down through your heel. See, if the knee's out in front of the toe here, getting something a little more technical, we're using a little bit more quad to do that step. But if I can get my foot out in front of my knee a little bit more, now it's going to be more hip driven, which is what we're looking for. Stay tuned for movement modifications. All right, guys, so we are talking modifications and something we're getting a little tricky with the Russian kettlebell swings today. So this is a stamina test. This is an endurance test. This is going after the hamstrings, the glutes, posterior chain, and trying to determine our conditioning level. So if you guys don't have a kettlebell or something that you comfortably and normally can swing in a Russian kettlebell swing height range, then I want you to send me a message and ask for some brainstorming on possible modifications. It's kind of a tricky thing we're gonna have to put together here if we have very limited equipment and nothing in the play. Pulling the band through is a very likely scenario. Possibly even doing some hang power cleans, possibly some regular barbell deadlifts. We'll see based on what you guys have and based on how well you're able to do those things, how we want to translate that. All right, when it comes to the run, if we're not looking to run, it's actually a pretty nice day here in Cleveland. Part of the reason why we have this workout today kind of fits in. Tomorrow is also going to be pretty nice, but if you guys are stuck with that kind of scenario where you can't pull those off, but you have machines, I will give you the conversions. That 200-meter run turns into a 250-meter row for the guys, a 200-meter row for the ladies, a 20-calorie assault bike, Airdyne Echo bike for the guys, and a 14-calorie for the ladies. And then if we're going with the C2 bike, guys, that Concept 2 bike that doesn't have the arm move, it's just a leg, 400 meters on the interval. When it comes to step-ups, that should be something you guys can all handle pretty well. A step, a bench, a box, anything you're gonna be stepping up onto is what we're looking for there. Just kind of get that hip extension going up and coming back down. Really impossible to step on anything. We have nothing absolutely whatsoever. Then let's do lunge steps. That will be our secondary modification here.